Breaking news, Terry Tam is in for the podcast. Right.
Named after Terry Pendleton.
Yes.
Not true.
It's not true.
I know.
Maybe.
It's fake news.
Breaking news.
Fake news.
Still breaking.
Breaking fake news. Fake breaking news?
Breaking fake news is Simon Dagenet, Peeze Del Rizzi, Eagle in the Nest, and GM in the producer's role here. It is now down to the final 2 weeks of the season.
Yes, sir.
What did we see from this past week's action in Division 3, gentlemen?
ODBs beat Darksiders.
Now,
That's a
okay,
shocker.
I was there and Peeze was there, so who should go first with the analysis?
You.
Regarding? Sorry?
Darksiders, ODBs.
I'll let you go.
It was ugly. Okay, and I spoke to Matt Kirak about it the day afterwards, and he had a good laugh at the expense of Peeze.
Of course.
That he's never lost them, and he's going to laugh at you when he beats you.
Well,
again
what's
this
funny
week.
though is, so he, with 3 plays left, he yells in my face, "I told you I'll never lose to you," and then I caught the touchdown to bring us within 1, and we went for 2, and Fred Morris said missed an open Travis Moses, just missed the throw.
Yeah.
Happens.
Yeah.
When you play down to your competition, in the case of the terrible ODBs, that's what happens.
Well, that's also what Darksiders always.
This was the reverse.
Always does.
This was the reverse for the Darksiders, right? Because you recall against Purple Rain, you guys were down a couple of scores, and beating them in at half, you guys were up by 2 scores. And I thought, going into this game, I thought Darksiders would roll ODBs because of how discombobulated and disjointed they are as a team. But Antonio Lanning, for the first time,
he looked good.
Ball. Yeah, he looked
very
whipping
good.
the ball in there, but obviously the stats don't show it because he didn't throw the completion ratio in favor of him. But I just thought they played really good defense in the second half. That's where the difference was in this game.
He didn't throw up a bunch of floors. I disagree. We lost the game more than they won the game.
Okay.
So like Travis Moses dropped a touchdown.
So the most Darksiders thing of all.
Yeah. Travis Moses dropped the ball that would have been a touchdown. On 4th down, Jeremy Anderson ran the wrong route. Like these are guys who don't make mistakes. Made mistakes in this game.
But listen, it happens, man.
Fred Morris said missing a wide open receiver doesn't happen often. It's fine.
But see, that's the kind of thing that's better off week 8 or 9
No
than in 3 weeks when it's the first round of the playoffs. You're the high seed, ODB is a low seed, and then you lose this game by a point because Darksiders being Darksiders.
Yeah. Better
now than later, right?
No, but the thing is, like, none of us were really down. It was just like, yeah, it's okay. The game happened. Like, it just didn't go our way. Like, it's we were not played.
You're still the first seed in
still confident.
the A and second seed overall. It's
Hometown Heroes looking ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Losing to Purple Rain 36-32. Arminio Adiluca, another awful game.
You say ugly, but Purple Rain's a better team than people give them credit for.
Yeah, but we were on the Hometown Heroes bandwagon, how they were rolling through it. But Adiluca now has thrown 6 INTs the last 2 games. And that's
tough.
That's tough, man. But this game wasn't close than what the final score was.
10 INTs in the last 2 games.
10 INTs, yeah, in the last 2 games.
Okay, but like, so
10 picks in 2 games.
Maybe Hometown Heroes are just starting to play better teams. Because, so, they beat Brotherhood week 1, but that's a week 1 game. We always throw that out because teams are not themselves. And then their only other quality win is Dad Bods, who aren't even great.
No,
Dad Bods are not playing well.
And they barely beat Simone's lightweight roster without Simon Dagenet, who couldn't book a flight to Montreal in time.
And who doesn't know how the internet works.
Wait, Miami.
No, but like Recipe for Disaster, not a particularly strong team.
Bless you.
Junkyard Dogs, struggling. They played Dad Bods, struggling. They played ODBs, who've struggled to get wins. They played Looney Goons, struggling to get wins. Now, 2HD, elite team, smashed. Purple Rain,
smashed, yes.
Better team than they get credit for. Very top tier quarterback in the division, and they lose the game.
Hey, François Delaurier with 3 interceptions.
Yeah,
gotta give some props there.
I am
gotta
François
give some.
Delaurier.
No, you're not.
But
I know you like to beat, but there's so much hate around that. It's amazing. But I know what you're referring to. But no,
the joke's dead now because if you explain it, it's dead.
Whatever.
Just keep going.
People here don't. But François Delaurier, you gotta give him some love for 3 picks. Old man still can play. Hey, you just turned 40, man.
He had a big one, though. He had a big one that
he's a good
pretty
player.
much sealed the deal for Purple Rain, I think, late in the second half, where he was able to undercut the pass on the sideline route, and he took that and picked it off, and that turned it in favor for...
Honestly, that's his thing, though. Like, what I've played against him week 1, and if there's one thing that he does really well, is he takes a chance, he jumps a route, and he hopes the ball is going there.
Why is Holloway making so many mistakes?
But the thing, this was his worst game, though. Like, he was...
But he like, honestly... if you look just the stats, it's like, oh, Holloway's doing all right. But I know Alex Holloway, and I know his level of pride in his game, and I know he's not happy with how he's played this season.
Because they were down, and they could have been killed off early in the second half, and they came back to win this ball game.
But like he's been playing well overall, but he makes like
But
those
it's in
key
spurts.
mistakes.
He's making mistakes in every game.
But it's in spurts
it's
though,
key
guys.
mistakes. Like
Yeah.
against us, they had the game locked. They drove the field. First and goal at the 1, throws an interception. And then basically they couldn't win because they threw an interception. It was up to us to just try to win it, whatever. But it's the kind of mistake that he shouldn't be doing, and it's costing them games because of one mistake, one bad throw.
Here's the thing though with Hollowak is that it's in spurts. Like he had a run I think prior to this game 2 weeks ago where he threw 21 INTs the last 3 games, and now this week he had this past Monday he had a terrible game, completion wise and INT wise. It wasn't a good game for him. So which Alex Hollowak will we see come playoffs?
I mean,
it's a bit of
we all
unpredictable
know how good he is, right?
Yes.
So, and it's funny because I remember in the old no regard days, we all thought like
we picked on him.
The common narrative was, well, but Alex Hollowak's not great, and we were wrong.
Yeah, well, we thought
We're
Alex
very
Hollowak
wrong.
was a problem on that team.
Well, like, not to go off topic here, right, with no regard, but we'll bring it up in the next segment. But the thing is, we used to pick on him, though. We said that he was the bane of the fact that they couldn't take that next step as a team.
Yeah, we thought that he was a problem, and we were very, very wrong. Now, Purple Rain as Recipe for Disaster and Brotherhood left.
That's a very tough schedule. But if they were to...
No, it's not a tough schedule.
No, it's not.
It's an easy schedule for them.
Yeah.
They should not lose the Recipe for Disaster,
Well,
and they should be able to beat Brotherhood.
you would think.
Yes.
But you look at R4D, they have been in some close games themselves.
You think R40 can beat Purple Rain?
It could happen.
Listen,
No,
they need to.
They can't score the
But
points.
but
No, but
you're right,
R4D
you're right.
needs
They
to.
can't score points. But what they do very well is ball control. And against 2.5 Dans, and we were there for that game. I think you were there. I'm not sure. But
I believe so.
they had, to open up the second half, Peeze, they had the ball for almost 12 minutes, converted on 4th down 3 times.
Yes, I remember that.
It was a 17-play drive. And Joy Taylor literally came to my side and said to me, F-bomb, I cannot believe I've not seen the field yet. Taylor goes on the field, 2 plays touchdowns, he's back in the silence, and they have another long-term drive.
But to Peace's point, I don't think Recipe for Disaster this season has the roster to put up more than 30 points.
No, they don't. Absolutely
And the
not.
problem with that is even if you have ball control, there's times where
Applebaum's knee, man. That's his problem. Like, he's learning to get back to where he once
I know,
was.
but I don't think they need to win, because if they don't win against Purple Rain this week, Lightweight wins one of the 2 games and they don't make the playoffs.
All right, who's more in trouble now, or who are you more concerned about? I'll ask Peasy because it involves you, Simone, and involves you, GM. Peasy, who are you worried about? Lightweight or Top Sauce?
I'm not worried about Top Sauce. Not in the regular season anyway.
Why would you be worried about Top Sauce?
Um,
I don't see, they've been playing really well. They had one bad week. Vince is clearly not a
2 bad weeks.
Vince is clearly not 100%.
Maybe
Yeah,
3
but he
bad
was
weeks.
hurt. The game was really, that game, you guys had it locked in till Vince got
Lost
hurt.
to KGB 24-6.
But if you take last week, it wasn't a bad week
yeah. So
until Vince got hurt.
give me a random percentage of Vince Nardone's health, since we never actually know, but we all do the percentage game.
71.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing is, we all do the thing that when we coach kids, we say not to do. We all play through injury and play through pain and whatnot. And honestly, you guys are in a good spot. I don't even know why he's playing, to be honest,
I agree.
because
He didn't play
Unless
with
he's
he didn't play with
100%.
You Can't Sit With Us in the Division 2 team as well.
Yeah, but I think there's a difference between playing quarterback and playing receiver. If your knee hurts, he
I
probably
understand, though, but
he
no
probably
matter
believes
what,
that playing quarterback doesn't hurt as much.
but also like if you don't have your legs,
you can't
it's
put
hard
your
to play
weight.
quarterback. You
Yeah,
can't-
you can't
Yes.
put weight into
put
the
enough
No,
on
that's
the
what
ball
I'm saying. He probably thinks that way, which is not necessarily true.
Yeah.
But it's also maybe that he doesn't want to go off like 3 weeks without playing quarterback, and the first
That's
weeks to
fair,
come back
but
to the
like,
playoffs.
It's just, man, like I would have preferred to see him heal up and then play the last game.
I agree.
You know, so hopefully he's 100%.
I just think it's
This
a bad
week?
slump for
Because you can go
Sauce.
from 71 to 100% fairly easily, I would say, right? I mean, as a room full of doctors,
unless
we can all agree
unless
that's the easiest part of the percentage to increase.
Hey,
But
like,
like in a video game, you pick up 1 heart, you're good to go.
Yep.
So
It's
if
true.
He gets 1 heart.
I mean, if you're just 1 heart down, that's
Just
all you
find
have
him
to
on Periscope, 1 heart, good to go.
like for the number 1 seed right now, with Darksiders having 1 game left, does 2HD or Brotherhood jump him, or do you think
Probably.
it's theirs to lock and
It
seal?
would take for Brotherhood or 2.5 Dans to not jump Darksiders. It would take Darksiders win, and for both those teams
Who you
to
playing?
lose a game.
Who are you playing?
We're playing hometown here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say
Hometown zeros.
let's say for argument's sake that you guys lose this week.
We're
Just-
gonna lose this week. Sorry?
Yes, let's say
Okay.
for argument's sake, you guys lose this week. There's a chance that Purple Rain jump you guys to first seed. Because if they beat
yes,
they beat R4D and they beat
because
Brotherhood,
it's the tie.
they'll
yeah.
be over you guys.
yeah,
So not only could Darksiders lose the first seed, but they could fall like fifth,
yeah,
like
A
ish,
precipitous
like
fall.
fifth or fourth, whatever.
mid playoff tier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you could fall back to the middle of the pack,
Mm-hmm.
which again doesn't really matter because seeding are randoms. But
What's interesting though is for
It's
that
interesting
scenario to
that-
happen, Brotherhood can't. If that happens, and Brotherhood doesn't take the 1 seed.
So, but
but if you win this week,
Mm-hmm.
then you guys are pretty much locked in as the
Yeah.
you're locked in as the one seed
Top-
from that
top two.
conference.
One-
So
one or
you're
two,
one
yeah.
or two, which, like in my mind, it's crazy that a single game could change so much seeding across the board for
Yeah.
everybody.
But that's again, Div 3 has been the division with probably the most parity.
close games. Look, if Hometown Zeros were to lose to the Darksiders, are the
That's
Zeros
so it is.
in trouble from a perspective
The
that
guy
they
loves
give?
himself right now.
But no, they give up. They given up 93 points the last two games, right?
Yep.
Perhaps we may have overestimated their value, what they are now. But are they in
So,
trouble if they
Could
lose
they still
to-
make the playoffs if they lose out?
At the risk of
I think they make the playoffs, but are they in trouble going to the playoffs then?
at the risk of giving them bulletin board material, I like Herminio Yadaluka. When was the last time he played at this level?
I don't think he
Division
ever
3.
did.
But hold on,
Maybe like back in like
but-
the black and white days of FPF.
but
Which is
hold
not
on here.
Division 3
Hold on
level,
here.
which is just
which
a
is
number.
not what Div 3 is now, exactly.
His winter year Cougars,
Okay, was Div 4?
4B, and he won
4B,
QB of the year.
and they choked that playoff loss away.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, there's a difference between Division 4 and Division 3, right? Like it's
Absolutely, there
and
is.
it's not
There's a big
negligible.
4B to 3. There's a big jump.
Yeah. So I mean, he's done amazing things, but we had to know some bad games were coming,
Yeah,
right?
but this is like super ugly. 10 picks in 2 games is super ugly.
That's bad. It's
but
Simon Dagenet
but he's
level.
playing good teams now.
Yes,
We
no,
just
but-
look. We broke down the schedule. This is where he's playing good teams.
But this is like to
Like,
me.
he's gonna make mistakes against.
To me, the concerning part isn't okay. They lost to 2.5 downs, whatever. It's the fact that he threw 6 interceptions. And then the following week, where he needs to bounce back and have a good game to kind of get the morale back, he throws 4. And they're still
Yeah.
close. Like, it was 36-32. He was still in the game, although he threw 4 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
How does that happen?
Well,
Well,
threw the
Alex
ball.
Holloway also threw 3 interceptions.
yeah. Which
That's
and,
how-
and remember,
That means the team is really good around.
The team
Remember-
is good.
remember,
The team
Hometown
is good.
had the chance to kill off Purple Rain early in the second half. They couldn't. They threw a end zone 9.
So he has a good team around him. I think it's just a matter of bad slump. I still think he's a good quarterback for the division. What happens in the playoffs, we'll see. I think there's 2 games before that could.
Well, they
test him
play
out.
you guys.
They play.
and
Well, they play us.
Yeah,
they play
and they-
Darksiders and then they play Lightweight.
the question is for the race for 8th. Does Lightweight have any chance to catch R4D?
Well, I touched upon it a bit earlier. If R4D loses against Purple Rain
Which I
this
think they
week,
will.
then Lightweight only has to win 1 or 2 games.
Home ODBs or Hometown?
We win
Heroes?
1, we jumped them.
Well, could that be achieved? Here, Peeze, I'll ask you this question. Could that be achieved for Lightweight to jump into the playoffs and book their tickets on time?
Hey, we could play you guys if you guys win.
Yeah,
Eighth
that's
is
an easy win, so it's perfect.
I know, right?
But
But I won't be there, so it's fine.
lightweight, Simo's gonna struggle against ODBs Sorry,
That's
Simon.
what Matt
because
said.
what they're unpredictable. Their defense is
because they have 4 Division 1 defenders.
That's what Matt said.
So, I mean, that's
No, he said
like let's. The thing is,
They have 4 Division 1
I think
DBs.
week 2 or something or week 3, I was like, they're gonna win games on the backs of their defense, and I'm telling you, having played them, it's a good defense.
They have
They're
4 Division 1
everywhere.
DBs and 2 guys that we don't know about that are possibly as good.
Yes,
So basically 6 Division 1 DBs.
yeah, they're good across the board. They're good across the board.
But
So, the thing is, if you can score 4 times,
Yeah.
you likely will win the game.
that's the thing against them.
But so is it
if
the
you
lightweight where Simon Dagenet throws 6 touchdowns, or is the lightweight where Simon Dagenet throws 4 interceptions?
Let's see. He did what
It's
last week?
equally
He
likely.
he had a bad game last week, so he's gonna have a good game this week. So it won't be the case.
Maybe.
I wish. That sounds like good times.
Well,
I
coming up
like
next.
this small guy.
Coming up next, so Terry Tam. We always have a good time with him. He'll be here with us.
You
on
always
Calling
have a
Audible.
good time with Terry.
We always do.
On the Sportira guest line are brought to you by Sportira, the official suppliers of FPF uniforms and jerseys, as well as the home to the Sportira cage. Are you not getting your stats because your jersey is so beat up that the scorekeeper can't read your number? Don't be that guy on the Flag Plus football wall. We all know who you are. And get yourself or your team a fresh new look today by emailing info@sportira.com for quotes and details.
Welcome in, Terry Tam. Terry, how you been, sir?
What's going on, boys?
What's up, TNT?
Not much. You call him what?
I am.
TNT.
Okay.
Terry Town.
Hi,
Yeah.
Terry.
That was the name. What's going on, Peeze? That was my name on my jersey in my first season of FPF TNT.
See, again, it's like
That-
Volkan drops references that no one will understand.
Yeah.
I said
And then
yeah.
doesn't explain them,
I said
even to the people on the show.
Yeah.
I said TNT, but then again, his initials
Oh,
are
you said it?
TT. We could also call
yeah.
him Pi. If it's because he
Mine
means a lot.
Stop that.
The topic du jour here, Terrace, is hometown zeros. Are they in trouble?
Stop.
The hometown heroes are.
And the reason why I bring it up
They-
is to elaborate because they had an awful game against you guys, and they had a worse game against 2HD 2 weeks ago.
I wouldn't say they had an awful game against us. I think that the first half, Hollow throwing 3 picks didn't help at all. But they just didn't make any adjustments on defense. They gave Hollow exactly what he wanted to see, and in the second half, and we were able to take advantage. But thank God for the 40-year-old Frank Delorier, who was able to pick their offense apart. But I don't think they played bad. I just think that Memes, as good as he is, he was overthinking a bit. He was trying to force it a little bit to AJ. Dom wasn't really a part of the offense at all. Lazara, I mean, as much as he could do, he can't do it all by himself.
Why? Let's say Alex Hollowak has been good, but why has he not been better as a teammate? Under the bus.
I
Let's
think
go.
no, I'll never throw him under the bus. 'Cause I think he's been playing. Honestly, I think it's probably one of his best seasons that I've ever played with him. I
Oh,
played
no,
with him.
you're
This is the
completely
4th
wrong.
season.
You're completely wrong. I think statistically, like if you just look at the stats, sure, but I don't think I think he knows he hasn't been playing up to his own standard.
So I mean, 3 games, throwing seven touchdowns in each game with only 2 picks in those 3 games against. Okay, we'll say the Looney
yeah, but
Tunes.
it hasn't been all season. Like he's had games that just he hasn't been able to close out.
And let's not forget, Terry, he's thrown an INT from my account in 6 of the games you guys played in, and 2 of them have been multiple INT games.
Yeah, I mean Division 3 with how even all the teams are. I mean, I'm not surprised he's thrown 9 interceptions, but it's not really. I mean, just to give you an example, one of the interceptions this week, the first one actually was tipped 18 times before Lazara caught it. So it was little things like that. I just think that he knows he has trust in his arm so much that he tries to force it downfield sometimes, and sometimes the DBs are good enough to be able to catch up to it. But he's always going to come back the next drive and score a touchdown. That's what we know about Hollow.
But
For me, it's just it's been a little bit of efficiency and a little bit late game where to me Hollowak in the past has been like stone cold killer, and
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it personally. It just in a couple of games this season he's let games get away.
The late games don't help. Every game we have is at 11 o'clock, so the late games don't help, obviously. And sometimes we play games before, or a little, the lactic acid builds up, and for
It's
Hollow.
the worst kind of acid.
is there a violin being played right now for Terry?
No, not at all. I'm good.
lactic
Man. I'm
violin.
not complaining. I'm fine. Yeah, lactic violin. Sorry, guys, if there's an echo. I'm just dropping some CLR forces right now.
It's okay.
We have a write-in. Alexander Hollowak. Peeze, I've never seen you at our games.
Well, then you're not looking hard enough.
Oh,
Well, I was at one of your
Maybe
games.
if you spend more time reading the defense and less time looking for FPF media numbers.
Shots fired.
Well, he was at least one of
Shots
the
fired
games
big
because
time.
you played.
Well, I
We
did
just
play.
won 3 straight, so don't know when you're talking about.
All right. So again, it's fine. You can be happy with what
Against-
you did. I
against
wouldn't.
the,
knowing his ability,
you wouldn't be happy. You wouldn't be happy.
If I was
You
as
wouldn't be
good as Alex
happy
Hollowak,
throwing with an offense that threw 285 points. You wouldn't be happy with 42 touchdowns in 8 games. You wouldn't be happy
again,
with.
if you're looking at the surface, that's
with
fine.
what exactly?
Again,
Leading the
if you-
league in
If you've
yards.
convinced yourself that that's good enough, that's fine. I'm telling you, if you play these kinds of games, you're going to lose in the playoffs.
I agree with Peace. I think that he made one mistake per game that costed you guys a few games. And he knows that. He knows that, I played well for 59 minutes and I made one mistake and we lost. It's the kind of thing that he didn't have before, that usually it's the other way around, where he might have been, like that game against Hometown Heroes this week. He started bad and then the killer instinct kicked in and he played really well in the second half and you guys won. That's something that used to be what Aldoac used to be like his bread and butter. And now, beginning of the season, it was the other way around. I hope it's solved because Purple Rain could have a good season.
Yeah, I mean, I
we
think
further
honestly, I think
write-in
that right now we're
Hollow says, maybe you're buried on that depth chart and can't see too far past it. Third string snapper.
Again, you could change the argument if it makes you happy.
No, he's not far from. He lives like
Like
10 minutes
I
away
get
from
it.
here.
Like Holwag, you need to sleep at night. It's fine. It's fine. Let you picking on me be your blankie. It's fine. You need one clearly, but I'm saying step up your game or you're gonna lose.
Look at that. It's like a wrestler's promotion over here. Terry, you look at the 3-win teams in Commerce beat DTM at 3-3, Lid Malud at 3-5, QB Move at 3-5, Bearskins 3-6, Dirty Dogs at 3-6. Dogs are on the outside looking in. Do they crash the playoff party and get in, or are they going to be done after this week?
No. I think they're the outside looking in. From what I remember, they have 2 good, tough matchups coming up.
Yeah, they play LGM this week.
LGM, that's a tough game for them. I don't see the Dirty Dogs. I mean, just to give an example, in our fantasy that we have for Hollow's article, every team that played against Dirty Dogs, I picked their defense. You know, so just to say about Dirty Dogs. But honestly, I'm a little disappointed in all of the teams you mentioned, other than Dirty Dogs. To be Bearskins to have only 3 wins, for DTM to only have 3 wins, and they have so many good players. You know, it's freaky. I spoke to Pareka on the sideline, and he's disappointed with the way.
Hi.
And we've
Terry.
lost
Terry Tam. Terry, can you hear us?
I can hear you guys.
Sorry, you just tuned out as you spoke to Mario Pareka.
Yeah, so he's disappointed with the way they've been playing all year, himself as well, and I don't know. It's for them. It was weird to see them on the outside looking in last week. I think right now they're in the playoff. They're in this playoff standing. So, but it was weird to see them on the outside looking in, especially with Alex Pilon on the team and Daniel Mancini the way he's been playing, and and Pareka is a very good quarterback. So it's weird to see them on the outside looking in, but I know they'll bounce back and they should be a nightmare for teams in the playoffs.
Why do dad bods suck?
There's a thing called Vinny Golano. You ever heard of it?
No.
Nope, never heard of him.
It's
That's probably why.
it's something that's called it's people call it a cancer. Yeah,
Okay.
And that's what he's been doing to the team. No, I don't know. Honestly, with them, I think Sean not being there for 3 games hasn't helped. Their defense has been pretty good. Sander missed a couple games because of that concussion. But honestly, they've had tough matchups. They beat Purple Rain. I think they lost the Darksiders too.
But they barely beat Lightweight,
But
though.
they barely beat Lightweight without Simon, and they
And a bunch
barely
of
beat
guys.
Recipe for Disaster last week.
Yeah, so Recipe for Disaster, I mean, I heard what you guys were saying before about Jake. Jake is trying to find his way back from his injury, but their defense is still just as good, So, I mean, you can't knock Recipe for Disaster. They're still a good defense. With Ryan there and Kevin Bustani and Daniel Farrig and Jad, you can't avoid that talent, right? And then you have Lightweight, who on defense is good as well. But no Simon. Simon, you didn't play that game? I didn't know.
No, I wasn't there. Well, actually, after the team was missing, so basically lightweight Jaeger bomb sort of thing. Simone Chine played quarterback for lightweight.
Hey, Terry, let us ask this question. If Bearskins had Sasa Papich, how much improved would they be in the wins column? They're 3-6. Would they be a 5-5, or would they be above that number?
They would have won last week against DTM, against Drop the Mic. So I think they would have. You would add 2 wins to the record.
So if they're 5-5, that means they would be tied for KGP. Then, in theory,
Interesting.
Sorry, they would be 5-4 going to this. So they'd be somewhere in the middle of the pack then.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
But also, they lost Lebowski at the beginning of the year. Lebowski was supposed to be on the team, and then he got injured.
Yeah.
So that was a loss for them
hurts.
too. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right.
That's
Thank you,
it.
Terry.
That's all you need.
Looking at Mo right now, I'd say.
Yeah. I'm just looking at these guys. I thought they had questions.
Mo's looking at us like, okay.
All right. Yeah, okay, one more question.
I've
for you.
been inflammatory enough, I believe.
Yeah. One more question for you, Terry. Darksiders are the overall 1. They have 1 more game left. Does Brotherhood or 2HD catch up and jump them for the 1 seed? And Brotherhood and 2HD have 2 games left.
So sorry, you cut off at that point. So you said
Darksiders
have
1 game left.
Is that
Brotherhood.
you cut off for a second.
Brotherhood and 2HD have 2 games left. Do they catch
Hello?
Darksiders? Can you hear us
Jesus,
now?
get a better service, Terry.
Yo, stop using
All right,
AOL.
Terry is done now. I guess Terry's done.
Yeah, I can hear you guys now.
There we go.
Terry, Darksiders are on the 1st seed with 9 games played. Brotherhood and 2HD have 2 more games left. Does one of these 2 teams catch Darksiders for 1st seed?
Yeah, I think the Dans are the best team in the division, and I'm not
division?
sold on the Brotherhood in the the whole division. I think
Better than Laval's finest?
Talking
Yeah.
about Conference A.
I
No,
put
he said division.
I put
Oh,
money.
division.
I put money on I put money on Dan's over the finest if they played each other, and also with Brotherhood, I'm not a believer. I don't think they scored more than 25 points a game. I mean, other than their defense is great, but I mean, if you figure that out, you'll win some games. I just don't think people are intimidated by them. I think the Dans are a better team than the Brotherhood, and Joey. We love Joey. We love Joey. He's probably gonna win quarterback of the year the way he's going, but he looks at Joey the way he plays. He looks at the other team. He looks at the other team and he gets intimidated. You see Theo on the other side, you'll get intimidated automatically.
But is the veil kind of falling with Brotherhood? Are teams as intimidated as they have been in previous seasons?
No, I don't think anymore. I mean, you see their roster. You're like, how the hell did they fit in Division 3? But other than being top heavy with like 3 players, the rest. I mean,
I think we lost Terry.
I mean,
Terry, we'll get you on next week.
okay, cool.
You would think
Alright.
for a guy that works for
Telecommunications.
telecommunication job, we had a
But
better
no,
network.
Terry brought up the point, right, about the whole.
He's still there. Thank you, producer, for producing the show and being great at your job.
What's your
Okay, we're done. Like, it is a top-heavy team with the supporting cast not equal or
Who, Brotherhood?
yeah. Like if you
Listen,
go,
I played 2.5 Dance and I played Brotherhood recently, and I'm gonna have to say, as much as you could go with intimidation, that playing Brotherhood is difficult. They have a lot of like Div 1 players. 2.5 Dance was the better team overall, and they surprised me. Like I've been playing 2.5 Dance probably every season for the past like 5 years, and I get it, but I don't get it. Like I don't see how they're so productive.
yeah.
But the team is really well built. First for Joey offensively, but their defense is also very good, and nobody talks about their defense.
Yeah, their defense is excellent. That's one of the best defenses we faced.
Brendan
all
Elward is a very good rusher.
Yeah.
He's smart, and you won't beat him. You won't run on him. He's going to continue, and he's going to force you to throw the ball earlier, which makes it easier for the DBs. And they have very good players all around. I think a lot of people are sleeping in 2.5 Dance just because of who else is on the division. People they see Brotherhood. Oh, Darksiders are doing really well, and then 2.5 Dance is like third, but they're, in my opinion, they're the best team in Conference A.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go as far as saying the best team in the
I
division.
don't think there's a large discrepancy from 1 to 8. Let's say.
No, but
But yeah,
Only a 6-point gap.
if there's
from
one
1 to
team
8.
that I wouldn't want to face in the playoffs, it's 2.5 Dance.
And right now,
It's a tough out.
but I mean, I don't think, like, to be honest, it just the way, especially the way this conference is built, I couldn't even tell you who I think is going to make the finals. You know what I mean? Just there's a lot. It's one that I thought coming into the season, well, Brothers just going to run away with it, but
we thought Dad Bods would be running away with this division.
Speaking of dad bods,
Yes, GM.
we have a write-in.
Sean Avram.
Sean Avram
Nice.
says,
I'm just pissing people off today. It's amazing.
he says, Peeze, bruh. Darksiders out first round. I think
Well, it
he means
depends. So
round.
if we play that,
They
that
would-
won't happen.
They right
first
now,
road.
if
First road?
the playoffs were to be tomorrow, Dad Bods would play Brotherhood in a 2 versus 7 matchup.
Oh, that would be great.
That's
That'd be
heavyweight
fun.
fight. That
That'd
could
be
have been a conference finals matchup
Yeah.
than being a first round matchup right now. But
That'd be great.
2HC, if the playoffs were to start today, would play ODBs in a 3 versus 6 matchup.
That's an interesting game, though.
Honestly, I find all the matchups are super interesting.
I have a hard time picking favorites. 2.5 Dance. Well, I think ODBs is one of the toughest matchups for them.
Okay, what's the tougher division to decipher in terms of who we think are favorites? I mean, you mentioned Peeze.
Conference
A
A.
is a lot tougher.
A,
But what about
Conference
B,
A.
though?
B's too top heavy. Top sauce in the Vols finals should be
But
running.
what about
away with the
KGP,
division.
though? KGP is a team that's been under the radar. James Crow did pop his shoulder against GM's
I
team
think
Top Sauce.
I don't know. I didn't speak to him, but I think he's done. I saw him last night. It looked bad. He looked very angry. Jim, you were there.
Yeah,
I
spoke to
I
him.
think he's done for the season.
He also mentioned it's the shoulder that he formerly had surgery
Ah,
on.
yikes.
Yeah, it's
That sucks.
awful too.
Now, I will say, I think Top Sauce or Laval's finalists are likely going to the conference finals.
Sean Avram congratulates you on your engagement.
Oh, thanks, Sean. Appreciate it. I will say, and if I could take an aside for a moment, and Div 3 is a division where I know most of the people because I've played in the longest and covered for a long time, that it's been kind of amazing that once I got engaged, everyone was really, really super nice and happy for me. It was really heartwarming. So I want to take a moment to thank people. Actually, just the reaction has been really nice. And,
What do you think we're gonna say?
What?
Fuck you, Peeze.
Well, just like, who cares? I'm just a guy. You know?
That's what they're going to say to you?
And like it was nice to see people going out of their way to come talk to me.
Okay,
congratulate me.
I thought you
Like-
meant like people are gonna come up to you and say like, "Oh, I don't care.
Weirdest thing that's happened though is Sumi Shan, rusher for ODBs,
Photographer for
on the bench
FPF.
because he only plays defense and play offense. He kissed me on the forehead. It was disgusting because I was very sweaty. So
It was very nice of him.
Yeah, very nice guy.
Very affectionate.
So getting back to my initial point,
yes.
while Laval's Finest and Top Sauce are likely the favorites, you know, KGP with Cutler and LGM and Drop the Mic with Pareka, like these are 3 quarterbacks who can legitimately light up the scoreboard against anybody.
Yep.
And even QB movement, it's not a fun team to play necessarily. Like,
No, I'm not saying it's an easy out. I just think Laval's Finest is like.
they're the best team in Division 3. Right?
But
we can all say that?
compared to their conference, they're further above than, let's say, 2.5 Dans are from the other teams.
Yeah.
It's now time for the games of the week.
Yeah. Sean Avram also says Purple Rain are a sneaky team, and that Alex is the second best quarterback in Div C.
Hi, Matt.
After Joey Taylor.
Sneaky good.
Games of the week.
In
Here
Div
we
C?
go.
In
Yeah,
Div C.
Okay.
You read everything they say.
Game 1.
KGP against the QB movement.
KGP.
No, underdogs. Give me QB movement this one.
Junkyard Dogs against Les Malud.
This is a playoff matchup because, in theory, if Junkyard Dogs were to win, they would keep themselves alive by a
They won't.
razor thin sharp.
They will not.
But Lemalid would win. Yes.
Yep.
Brotherhood against Dad Bods.
This is a good game.
Brotherhood
I think it's a
wins.
Monday Hebert game, I believe.
No, the matchup is not good for that bots. I like Brotherhood here.
Brotherhood.
I'll go Brotherhood. Okay, that means the GM's done.
Well, you ask for 3 every day.
I know, but you look
at
at me, I
expecting
see it.
for more.
We just don't count it.
Because I see your eye, right? But I'm looking halfway through the webcast cam. All right, Magic words, please.
Rayhan Sarwar complaining to Suits on Facebook about the quality of their show. Funny.
Good night, Pakistan. Really, he is?
Yeah, he said the show insists on continuing without 2 main stars. Blah 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 blah.
Let me see that.
It's funny, man. Like, does he think that like I'm not gonna do this is terrible. There's too much man in one spot.